Simon & Schuster Audio presents Star Trek: The Next Generation, The Genesis Wave, Book 2, by John Vornholt. Read by Tim Russ.
Geordi La Forge staggered to remain on his feet in the fierce wind. His ocular implants could barely grasp the vivid spectrums and soaring electromagnetic pulses which surged across the plains of the planet Myrmidon. Worriedly, Geordi steadied the two interphase generators, each standing about 2 meters high. Only their phase-shifted field prevented the 50,000 Bolian souls in the dry riverbed from perishing in the Holocaust. Just outside their field of protection, geysers spewed and mountains dissolved in the bubbling, churning morass. The Genesis wave ripped apart every molecule in its path and recombined them on the fly, leaving a throbbing quagmire of new life. Without warning, the earth heaved under Geordi's feet. The sand swiftly dissolved into a thick liquid. In panic, he lunged for the generators and gel packs, but the heavy equipment was also shifting and sinking into the muck. Shrieking and wailing, the Bolians lurched past him, hardly caring that they were all going to die if sand clogged the generators. Geordi looked for his fallen comrades, Admiral Nechayev and Dolores Linton, yet there was nothing but turmoil. He would have to be patient and stay at his post with the generators. If the phase shifting failed, nothing could keep them safe from the staggering forces reworking the planet. As he hunkered down, Geordi tried to remember the strange events that occurred just before the wave hit. Explosions had ripped through the riverbed, and they hadn't seemed accidental or part of the Genesis effect. They had looked like beamed weapons. In the melee, Admiral Nechayev and Dolores Linton had both fallen. In the distance, one Bolian dashed outside the protective field and dissolved like a swarm of bees breaking apart. But most of the survivors realized that there was nowhere to run. Myrmidon's civilization had been reduced to not just rubble, but non-existence. The churning sludge bore new life, writhing in its depths, but it bore no resemblance to the sacred planet which had existed here before. Although Project Genesis had been named for the first chapter of the Bible, this version reminded Geordi more of the last chapter, Revelations, when the world was torn asunder in a great cataclysm, and the dead rose from their graves.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?